dual meta, then I can probably live a, you know, a long, happy life.
I mean, Tox would be down with that.
Damn right. I love seeing a Tox scale bearer. But unfortunately, when it matters most, he hasn't had that much success with scale bearer. But, clutch for Raisy. We're going to get a clutch for Pikawa? No, he's going to pick the Galena, which I think would be good against pretty much any champion that Raisy has other than the clutch. Maybe a little challenging on the Sorlag, but to be seen. Who's Tox? Some FFA player. Good morning.
Insta-give player, to be honest.
Pardon?
An insta-give player, to be honest.
Yeah, clearly. Morning, Joey TJJ. Cheers for the cheer, man. Hope you're having a good weekend. Love your support, Joey.
I don't think the Galena will get much done versus that lineup of Raisy, but
really,
there aren't really many other champions under Pikawa's champion pool that he could use. Maybe the Slash, that's about it.
I feel like I haven't seen Ruins played in ages, to be honest. I feel like I barely saw it yesterday, but let's get the second winner bracket semi-final underway. Raisy versus Pikawa. It's on. Raisy's
delay on the heavy.
Yeah, massive delay. Well, it depends on the spawn that you have. If you spawn by like that upper small armor, then depending on the route you take, you can often see it taking around the 10-second mark. I feel like at this stage of Quake Champions, players are finally deviating properly from the super standard, you know, starting routes that players have often been taking. Ooh, Pikawa's caught out a little bit, getting early on the heavy. And the delay you were talking about actually worked nicely.
Yeah, if you know what the item timers are, you can get both of them properly. Can Pikawa make it work? Nope, Norp doesn't work. Now he's going to give his life away. Oh, hold on.
I was close, actually. Really, really close. But that shield timing just came up in the nick of time.
That should be the first round. Easy for Raisy. Even without the shield now, he has a lot of stack. And no escape from Pikawa.
Oh, this is good from Pikawa. Good timing, but the rockets, they just... Rockets and Pikawa's face, there's some kind of like magnetism there.
Prepare to fight.
Getting up close and personal versus a clutch is very rarely a good idea.
Round begins in.
But that was pretty much his only chance in that round.
I can respect him for trying that one. But he goes back. I would like to see him go Ranger first, if I'm honest. I just feel like you can do more with Ranger at the beginning of a round. I don't know what I have to justify that properly, but it's just a feeling, you know? Well, no, Raisy's only got the rockets really to work with, but he's hitting with it. Getting close. And goes walk? I mean, he probably would have suffered anyway, but...
At least he would have tried to force the shield from Raisy, and not using it is...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is Pikawa raged already?
Could be.
Or is he always
raging?
Is it just like a constant state of rage? Oh, lovely rail shot.
Comes the Dire Orb. Can you get the Dire Orb in?
Oh, that's kind of interesting what Pikawa did there.
Yeah.
Raisy wasn't quite able to follow suit properly. There's not really much in the way of items until that Mega spawns. He can't hit a single rail.
Needs a bigger target. There's the Dire Orb. Can you get it?
Ooh.
Get some damage, but not enough.
I mean, like the size of Clutch, it's like another room on the map. He's missing an entire room. And there's one rail. This, even with no shield, I feel as if Pikawa's in a lot of danger. But Raisy's still taking his time. With shield back, it's got to feel that it's just a matter of seconds till we get to the inevitable. There it is. Shield up. Ooh.
Sure.
Bounce pad use is quite good, but oh, he cannot get away from the clutch at all. It was a good effort going back up the bounce pad, actually. I think that threw off Raisy for a moment because it's harder for him to get momentum in the air.
Round begins in 3.
Like after using the bounce pad?
1. Round 3.
Yeah, but I think Raisy would definitely caught up to him anyway.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was a 1 in 10 chance of escaping, I think.
Raizy just goes in there, pop the shield, doesn't really care about Pikawa that much. Forces to use the orb. Gets the frag after. Oh, Pikawa could get the heavy.
This is
Yeah,
a
okay,
big
he has
chance.
like a 20-second window right now to do something.
That window's
Fine.
closing
That's
very
5
quickly, though.
seconds.
These are fast seconds at the moment. These seconds are gone.
And he used the Ghost Walk. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how, but he used the Ghost Walk. He's dead.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, it's just an absolute crushing defeat for Pikawa. He's not been able to get rid of the clutch.
Remember that chance I said Pikawa had?
He just killed himself.
Yeah, I think that chance is gone.
Is there a... He calls a GG, though. He's still got the manners. I think that was the most one-sided game I've seen in, like, a week. I think even yesterday, even, like, one of the maps between Raisy and Base wasn't as one-sided as that. Unlucky for Pikawa, though. Good player, but he's not really found an answer to slowing down Raisy. Or slowing down anything.
It's because, like, usually his champion composition is made up of, like, the same type of champions. He doesn't have anything different, he just has those 3 solid champions. And if you can't counter one playstyle with it, you're not going to be able to counter it with any of the 3 champions. So I think it's important to have, like, different types of champions.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, I feel as if you said it pretty much exactly, but really to expand on it a bit, you've got to adapt to the other player's champion pick. I find myself sometimes even playing Keel. If I see someone picking lots of big champions and I'm playing on a map like Vale, I'm like, well, I'm going to get Keel out because I know I can do mass explosive damage. And in its own way, it is a little bit of a counter. And I get kills with the Keel. I may maybe win or lose the duel overall, but you get some different effects and outcomes if you change it. But if you've got like one size fits all, like Pikawa with the Nyx, Ranger, and Galena, and you pick that no matter what the other player picks for their champions, you probably advantage yourself sometimes, but equally will disadvantage yourself 50% of the time.
And he's been playing like the same style of champions ever since the closed beta. He never tried to play Anarchy, never tried to play Swordlock, never a Clutch, never Skill Bearer. Sometimes he plays on this map, he'll probably play a Slash. That's as far as he goes. He'll play the Slash and sometimes a Visor. I think the Slash is the best thing he can play.
Sparta, you can't counter Clutch. I kind of agree in a way because Clutch is clearly like slightly overpowered right now. But
Galena on the MC. Come on, Pikawa. Okay, that's another 3-0.
The other way to counter Clutch is also to pick him yourself. That's going to help. I think Sorlag's shown that she can do something against him. Ranger, we know, does something. Nyx, there's worse champions than Nyx for going up versus Clutch. We don't see people really trying BJ at all. Don't know if he'd have much use, especially if the shield's up.
They have escapability.
Yeah, there's 0 escapability.
That's the problem. And Clutch's not gonna run at you if he doesn't have the shield up, so it's kind of hard to make him work unless you have like really good positional play and you can have those double rails going out when he doesn't have the shield.
But what about Slash with movement, Plasma trailing away?
Slash is good. Slash is good. That's why I was hoping Pikawa would play Slash in here, because sometimes he does, and it would probably be the best champion to play in Starnet as well. There's no point of playing Galena versus that.
Am I being too optimistic in saying that maybe even Anarchy could have his way to counter a Clutch, like very circumstantially?
Yeah, that's overly optimistic.
Okay. I'm just, you know, putting the theory crafting out there. But I think you've got to think about it at least. Even if you're thinking of bad ideas, at least next time you can think of another idea and it won't be as bad. Right now, it doesn't look like Pikawa's thinking of ideas. He's just going with whatever he feels comfortable moving around with.
And he's the kind of player that, like, he needs to be on control of the map, he needs to be on center map, needs to be trying to put pressure on the other player, and versus the clutch, he doesn't really have much chance of doing that. He's trying to do that now. And so far he's been successful, but until the clutch decides to use the shield...
What?
What the hell, Raisy? Okay, that's been super successful, Pikawa. Just control the map and wait for Raisy to kill himself.
Yeah, that's it. That's the exclusive frames, guys. I just have to update the map scores. We should be good now. I'm going to switch over to Pikawa because he didn't kill himself. #1 anti-Raisy strat. Like that from Pikawa. That was nice. Get the hell out of the danger zone.
Not sure I approve of going straight to the Nyx right after. I prefer him going to the Starlight. Another Ghost Block on.
This is good. This is good quick thinking from Pikawa. Well, that's the best use for the Dire Orb there is. Because you have to fear Raisy when he's doing that stuff. And he's also taking quite a lot of the time shards at the same time. So that's
Pikawa plays like on the basics, he plays really well. He doesn't really make a lot of mistakes as he's just been controlling the map, waiting for Raisy to kill himself. Maybe it'll happen again.
Well, that's the thing. If Pikawa wins this round, you can't exactly go, yes, I won a round. It's kind of like, yeah, I didn't kill myself as much as Raisy did. It's a bit of a hollow victory in some respects.
Hey, victory is victory.
That's
Gotta
true.
take the ones you can.
He just went back into him. He's gonna hit mid-air, looking for one more. That was
If you actually lose the fight, you almost
valuable.
lost the fight. He would have been so angry if he would have lost that fight.
I would not like to be his keyboard, his wall, his table, his mouse, his monitor.
He did miss out on the Mega though, so that's still not great. What?
He's just lying.
That was good. Pikawa
nice.
plays really well on these guys.
This is actually pretty excellent on him overall. Oh, the rail! He finds it in the end. Good shot, Pikawa.
Nyx just got a haircut. Did Rocket jump up? Yep. It's gonna be a Telefrag finish.
You think?
A Dire Orb finish.
No, I think Raisy's gonna kill himself somehow.
We've had everything so far, so just need a Telefrag.
Oh. Good work, Raisy.
That kind of exchange is not good at all for Pikawa. Now he just lost control of the map and he's going to have to play very, very passive until he hits a couple more rails or until the time is over.
Or Dire Orb. Or Raisy killing himself. I mean, we've
so many options,
clearly a point to
so many ways
emphasize.
to win the game.
Right now, Raisy's doing pretty well at not killing himself, though. Pikawa is just playing away from the items as much as possible. And he's just listening out and being like, yes, I did not run into him. Hello. That's actually a really solid rail considering what Raisy was doing. No more rails remaining, which is slightly concerning.
He's gonna go there now, slightly.
I don't think he should use his Dire Orb though for this. I'd like to see him not go for rail and keep that Dire Orb just for any escape. Rocket jump instead.
He's just gonna use the Dire Orb to get away now. Oh, okay, he's kind of screwed. Dire Orb, Dire Orb. Oh, he's not using it. He's trying to be alive for as much time as possible. And he still has the Nyx right after, so unless he uses it massively, he won the round.
That's a good shot. Good fight to kick there from Pikawa, and he's gonna take the round in the end. Finally, we're seeing good plays, despite the clutch kill being somewhat fortunate. He's showing some good Quake.
Round begins.
Yeah, I mean, Pikawa is the kind of guy that he's not really gonna make mistakes.
Round
But
two, fight.
that makes it that if you make a mistake, you lose the game. And I think that was really what happened. Raisy just making a lot of mistakes in that game, not trying to go more aggressive than usual, killing himself, obviously.
Get the super nail gun, Pikawa. I think that would bring him a little bit more success. He can get himself a rail too. He's just holding on to the rocket launcher there, which I guess isn't a bad idea.
It's good. Select the weapon you want to have. Oh, but this Raisy's aim is so good. He goes.
Oh, that was close.
That was very close.
Valiant effort from Pikawa to take him down. He knew that was nearly a frag for him also. And Raisy's just hoovering all the items he can right away.
Oh, the rocket.
Oh, but the shield back.
Okay.
This isn't horrendous though for Pikawa. He can get the LG out, and he's done well.
Why not Sora like a second pick? Versus Pikawa, I think tanks really work the best. You need to get on his face. You need to be in control of the map so that he doesn't feel good.
Yeah, Raisy is giving a lot of space to Pikawa at the moment. 5 seconds till Ghost Walk.
Well, this is definitely not as bad as the game as the first map was. So at least there's that.
Oh, it's infinitely improved for Pikawa. He's got more than 1 kill in this map. He didn't get any in the first. He died 8 times and then pressed the self-kill button.
And Raisy returned the favor to start this game.
So it's only fair. Both of them trying to go for the little wall jump trick. Raisy expecting the move through the teleporter, hitting another rail. Trouble afoot.
Oh, he's going the same way. Just run away from Raisy.
Oh
in
my
the rail.
god.
He can't.
He's a bloody ninja.
And Galena, I can't see Galena working properly at all.
I'd say at least Galena doesn't have to go versus a clutch, but yeah, I in general agree with you.
Okay, people need to stop using this. Just nerf this crouch jumping stuff. It's so terrible to see.
I'm gonna go over to him and see. They are actually getting rid of it. I think they're even gonna get rid of it for Sorlag. I might be wrong, aren't they?
Raisy has left the match. Okay.
GG.
Easy win.
I guess we're gonna get a little bit of a restart just there.
In a restart on this round would favor Pikawa, but I don't think Raisy will mind too much.
Does that mean they start at 2-0 for Pikawa or
I don't know.
1-0?
I'd expect him to just start from scratch. But I don't think Raisy will mind too much.
I guess it depends how much Pikawa kicks up a fuss. I don't really... okay, he's an emotional player, but I don't think he's just going to be like, no, I want all the points. Because he's definitely, like, at a massive... He's lost his 2, I guess, relevant champions for Blood Covenant.
Yeah, and he only has Galena.
So, surely it was a round secure for Raisy, but we'll see. As we get taken back to lobby shortly. Wenger did beat Karvik, by the way. Can confirm
So,
that.
is he on the lower bracket final?
He's on the low bracket semi-final.
Who's he going versus now?
So he goes versus... So if Raisy wins this, that means it goes Pikawa Buckster in losers round 6. Whoever wins that game will go versus Wenger. Right now, Wenger's guaranteed top 4 today. But there's still work to be done. I think it's top 4.
I think Wenger will be able to beat Pikawa as well, depending on the map.
Yes, I'd suspect so. We probably won't see that game though, because we're watching the winner bracket final, and probably as we get out of the winner bracket final, we'll go straight to the lower bracket final. Oh, Raisy needs an invite. Hang on, I'll get it over to you, man. Sorry.
Is it your lobby? It's mine. Alright.
Oh,
Myztro. Raisy. I mean, he's invited.
Chuck them as a leader or something like that.
I'm trying. I don't know where he is. There it is.
Some people are being very, very pleasant in global.
Yeah, I just saw that. was 1-0 for Pikawa. Yeah, Race just wants to. He doesn't really care to start the round. I think that will fail Pikawa a lot, but Race doesn't really care. Fair play to him.
Yeah, I guess unless Pikawa says something.
Why would Pikawa say something? Oh yeah, let's start the game with my disadvantage.
Well, I mean, unless he's like, well, I think we should. You know, if you had like DreamHack rules there, it would be 2-0 to Pikawa. Admin's here
to actually get the round win? That would be odd.
Yeah, it was. It's like, if something happened, no matter what it was, I think it happened to the Hang once. Where did it happen? I'm trying to remember now.
Those are some
maybe in Denver. I think it was in Denver. He had to call an admin in the middle of like the second round, and it meant that Dewey went 2-0 up or something like that. Oh, was it?
I understand because that forces players. Because some players might just try to like quit the game if that rule wasn't in place.
I don't think it's a bad rule, honestly, because some people overplay like a really, really minor issue, and they, you know, they might be in a really unfavorable position. They might be like 2 champions down, they're about to lose the round, and they say, oh, there's a bit of dirt on my mouse pad, can we restart that round? And
that's actually one of the worst issues to have, dude. If you didn't if you didn't eat at your computer so much, you would know.
I keep my mouse pad pretty clean, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Take a picture of your mouse pad.
No.
Yeah.
It's not. It's all right. The thing is, I just eat a bit too much chocolate, is all.
Oh my god. Why does he go with the? Oh, I mean, he has to go with the Galena again, of course, but I'm still cringing.
Is that? It's like, why pick something else while you can?
Yes, obviously, nobody's gonna say anything.
Oh, Sparty's saying on what he had one character but couldn't spawn and a hang. Ah, okay, so it actually happened to you. I think it happened. I think the hang also had to forfeit a round also at Denver or something like that. So yeah. It's definitely happened on a couple of occasions on some DreamHack related events. But, you know, although it can hurt some players, I'd rather a rule like that was in place so that you don't have really dumbass kind of situations arising. With people who really are trying to, like, plead for mercy. Guys, we're, like, most of the way through this tournament and we're not at 2,000 yet. This is a poor performance. Guys, we're going to move back into the game. Remember that it is 1 round up for Pikawa, so he needs 2 to win. And Raisy needs 3. Yeah, I agree, Sparty, but since we don't have, like, the pauses or the sort of, you know, the round resets where it remembers the spot in the round and things like that, like, I think it's better that than something else. Unless, like, the players agree to restart a round. That's probably a better alternative. But Raisy's going hyper-aggressive in this round. Don't think he's spotted where Pikawa went.
No, he doesn't know. But Pikawa doesn't have the Ghost Walk anymore or any stack to play with.
I couldn't possibly answer that question. I would love a timeout. Ow, 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 it stings. Long LG up in your face.
76% LG by Pikawa.
It's not 100 versus Clutch.
I mean, just like
Going back in, but all those time shards are gone. Rail's gonna hit. No Dire Orb, so... Oh,
no,
he's just... misses.
Rocket jump. Oh, what?
That was like...
Crazy, stop missing. Oh my god, what's he doing?
Ooh, a little more tickle of LG. That was alright. Rushing down, rushing down.
That Clutch can get just like by moving forward. This is insane, honestly. I wonder how much UPS it is.
It's 550, isn't it? I might be wrong. Or 520? Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, the die roll comes in, but the rockets raining down on Pikawa, and he does go with the mining drill.
I mean, I don't have like the speedometer on, so you'll need to tell me.
I don't either. I can't. You can't use the speedometer in spec, I think. Raisy.
Oh, again?
I mean, he was gonna die. Let's face it. But
Yeah, but come on. He had, I think he had a shield. Not actually sure.
I don't know if he did. I'm not convinced.
There's a totem there. Okay, good. Got rid of the totem.
Pikawa's hit
Oh my God.
very early. Oh, and he does. He goes back. He's like double check. Oh, there's no crazy movement, and then he just gets absolutely wrecked.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in.
So it's 1-1 in rounds right now?
Yes, that's right. So we're kind of like set at a best of 3 at the moment. And it's map 2 as well. So if Raisy wins 2 rounds, he's through to the win bracket final. And ouch! It's just, he's on a big sort of straight corridor up at the top of the map. It's just a couple of double taps forward. And Raisy's there. Gotta be a little more deceptive, I think.
Behind you. Oh, you didn't hear him at all.
Maybe he
Too
didn't
fast.
want to go. It's like dire orb territory. Congrats on the 1700, guys. I mean, I'm starting to cheer for it. I wasn't sure what was going on before. Oh my god, Raisy. He's trying to land something nice. Who wants those, the clips?
I can see Raisy's kind of scared of the Dyro right now. He wastes the shield, and now he's not gonna have a happy time going versus an Ilgun.
Oh,
and
finally!
The Dyro comes in.
He's desperately trying to get some position onto the Mega.
Don't
Is he
go
going
up,
to go
don't
for it?
go up.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, bye-bye.
Did he not listen to me? I told him not to go up like 5 times.
It's pretty ignorant of him, actually. He should listen to you in the future.
I know, right? I should be like his coach.
As long as you wear, like, protective face masks and stuff like that.
What?
You know, in case he throws something at you. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Just spot Galena down below. Again, now the clutch is gone. Maybe Galena's viable. And this is kind of the situation we saw before they Raisy disconnected last time. So I'm glad we at least get to see this play out.
Yeah, it's like exactly the same actually.
Yeah, no, identical.
I don't think the Galena will do much versus the Star like in such an open map. Even versus the Nyx it will be really hard because there isn't really much space for the Galena on this map.
I guess if she has some like hard control after killing Nyx, then I think there's a good chance. But if not, and if it's like a really close battle between the Nyx and Galena, then yeah, I think it's going to be very, very tough. So it's basically execution now is going to be the major difference maker.
Like the worst part is that Galena right now, if champions were balanced with less champion for each, it would be a lot better for Galena. But having to actually chase on such an open map versus Nyx is going to be so hard. So hard. Because there's no point for the Nyx to go to the other side of the map. And for the Galena to get to the side of Nyx she's gonna have to be hit with a lot of damage.
Ooh,
and
God.
is winning all the rail exchanges.
Oh, he lets the totem go.
Oh, doesn't hit it this time. Heavy coming up. Pikawa is still pushing through. Not
Pikawa?
the correct decision, but he almost gets the frag.
I mean, he almost does, but it just wasn't the right time to go in for it.
I would die there because I hate those kind of overcommitted plays. You know, I would just die and I would be so angry.
3,
Well, Raisy needs
1.
one more round, and he is going through to the winner bracket final, where he'll face off versus Agent.
Galena to start?
I mean, I almost like the fact that he just gets rid of the Galena and is
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's
Okay,
just
now
cannon
we can,
fodder.
Now we can start, and now you don't even have a shield. It's even better for me.
But he doesn't go with the Ranger. It's like
Yeah,
he
that's
wants the
kinda
Ranger
weird.
last. Well, he obviously wants the Ranger last, but I
What's
don't
he
know
doing?
if he
He
feels
just-
like he can do the most effect with it.
What did he do? He just rocket jumped 2 times. Oh. Ready to shoot. What is the idea?
I don't know. I think he decided to let go of the mouse or something. I'm not really sure. I have no analysis of that.
Nyx versus Nyx. After a very weird 30 seconds of game.
Yeah. Kawa trying to keep some sort of at least positional control over here. He hits the rail, but he's stuck close range. Gets a rocket out.
Oh, he's ready there. Yeah.
Ouch.
That nail gun did so much damage. When you get rid of the crouch thing, get rid of the nail gun fire rate as well, because it does way too much damage.
Yeah.
That's 250 DPS.
Is that really? That's a lot of DPS.
Because it fires once every 80 milliseconds.
I think Plasma did.
Was 200, and it
Yeah.
was 100 milliseconds fire rate.
And the stacks were bigger in
Yeah.
Quake Live 2.
So nail gun is just so overpowered right now. Oh, there goes Raisy. He knows that God has stepped the orb, and that's gonna be the finishing blow.
It looks like a
3-1.
3-0 right now. It's technically a 3-1. Remembering what happened.
6-1.
Yeah, so 6-1 I guess is the overall round scores throughout both maps. So that means we will move over to the winner bracket final in a few, and that Pikawa will go versus Buckster. I'm going to quickly update scores, and we're going to be golden to go. Hopefully agents ready and set to commence immediately. We'll get things started.
None of them actually used Trail at all. Or was that only in the last round?
Pardon?
I think that was only the last round. So I was looking at the scoreboard and I saw no rail usage at all.
It probably would have been just the round. So I think that's how this shows at the end of the map. Astral Abstraction saying balancing has been getting better and better throughout the patches. I totally agree. We're seeing significantly more champion diversity now than we have been throughout the rest of dual history in Quake Champions, which is good. But there's still steps that need to be taken to help things out.
I mean, there's always going to be a meta. Because it's impossible to balance a game that has differences in champions.
Yeah. It's going to make it hard.
So there's always going to be a couple of champions that are more power than the other champions, and it's going to be nearly impossible to actually not make one OP. Crazy says, "Be right back, toilet break," and Agent just says, "No, go."
Wait, where? I'm tabbed at the
No
moment.
toilet break.
Using the O's instead. I'm going to quickly fire out a tweet though.